few years ago, I was struggling with sobriety. He came to me with a solution and became my sponsor, helped me get sober and maintain sobriety. So when he came to me to ask for his $1,500 loan, I didn't see that it would be a big deal. He wanted to bring it to the casino.
Welcome back.
I let her borrow my car, and she straight pulled a Houdini on me for 5 straight months. Didn't hear from her. Come to find out, she'd have been locked up.
He slept with my cousin, so...
You slept with her cousin in the shooter? Is there anyone in this story you haven't slept with?
Plaintiff Noah Little loaned money to his sobriety sponsor, who promptly gambled it away. He's suing for $2,800. Defendant Jonathan Gudino claims the plaintiff was so grateful for his help in getting off drugs and alcohol that he canceled the loan. He says he owes him nothing.
The testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer now presiding. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Najee.
This is case number 168 on the docket, Little versus Gudino.
And welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Let's see what we have here. We have the plaintiff, Mr. Little. You are suing your former friend, as you say, Jonathan Gudino, for $2,800 for a loan to avoid eviction.
That's right, Your Honor.
Why don't you tell me your side of the story?
Well, I'd like to start by explaining the relationship I had with this man. A few years ago, I was struggling with sobriety. He came to me with a solution and became my sponsor, helped me get sober and maintain sobriety, which also entailed a certain level of trust, and also we built quite a friendship over the last couple years.
Well, good. Okay.
Also, you know, I had loaned this guy money in the past, $1,000 here and there, when I had the money to loan, and he'd always repaid. So when he came to me to ask for this $1,500 loan, I didn't see that it would be a big deal. He wanted to bring it to the casino to double or triple it because he was having some financial issues. He felt confident in his ability to regain that and be able to repay me the $1,500 plus some compensation for loaning him the money.
So when you loaned him the money and you expected it to be repaid because he's repaid in the past.
That's right.
But this time he was saying, I can repay you because I'm going to go to the casino and I'm going to win, and with the winnings, I'll be able to repay you.
Regardless, win, lose, or draw, he was going to repay the money.
Yeah, it wasn't conditional on him winning, but that gave you confidence to loan him the money?
That's right. And after the 4 days that he had agreed to pay me back in, he didn't win the money back. And he asked for up to 6 weeks to be able to repay the loan.
From your point of view, if you expected that he would pay you back initially in 4 days, that he wasn't going to run into money unless he won at the tables or wherever he gambles.
That's right.
So you must have had real confidence that, because that's the only way you were going to get repaid in 4 days is if he won. So basically you were gambling there.
Well, with the promise of being repaid either way eventually.
Okay.
But I felt kind of obligated to help him.
All right, I'm not saying you shouldn't have loaned him. Okay, go ahead.
You know, he's done a lot for me. I didn't like seeing him in a hard place.
Sure.
But at the same time, I didn't really have the money to loan. This was a payment made to me by my insurance company for a car accident I'd been in, and this was to go towards getting my car repaired.
And you haven't been paid back?
I have not been paid back.
Okay, what's your story?
My story essentially is that I don't owe him the money.
Why not?
Well, because he lent me the money.
Yeah.
And he did it twice. It was $1,500 once and then $500 another time.
Wow.
We had agreed that it was going to be a loan.
Yeah.
And due to the, the initial statement that how we came into contact, me helping him out in sobriety, essentially,
Sure.
he either came to a realization or just being kind after he said everything's forgiven and forgotten.
Well, did he?
Your Honor, after the first $1,500, a few weeks later, he came and asked me for another $500 loan to avoid being evicted. And again, this is not money I had to give. I overdrew my bank account at my credit union by $300.
And you said when you took that $500 out of your credit union,
I need to be able to recoup
you
this
did say it
loss.
was a loan. So when did this moment happen?
After he had lent me altogether the $2,000, we had agreed on an amount of $2,800.
Yes.
I don't know, a couple weeks, a month later, he says, you don't have to pay it back.
Do you remember saying that?
I don't remember saying that. I do have evidence showing my withdrawals from the ATM for the first
I'll take a look at
$1,000.
that. But where I am so far, and I'm going to give you a chance to finish,
Sure.
where I am so far, there is no question that it initially started out as a loan.
No question at all.
No question at all.
I agreed upon that.
So, and I see that you took the money out of your account.
Yep.
We're not debating that. The only issue before me is whether or not he forgave it. If
I
he-
never forgave the loan, Your
Okay,
Honor.
and if we find that he didn't forgive it, that there's no real evidence that he did forgive it, then I have no choice but to find that the loan has to be repaid.
Right.
So in order for me to suddenly say you don't have to pay it back, I have to see real evidence that it was forgiven. Was it a casual statement? Was there anything
It seemed
written
pretty
down? Do
concrete
you
to
have
me. There was
a
nothing.
text?
There
A
was
text?
nothing. There was no text. There was nothing written down. I was working and still working for Lyft and Uber. Came to hard times, and he just expressed his gratitude. That's the way I saw it. Then he himself, had some financial problems and said, "I need that money back." But I took it as, yes, you owed me money, but you helped me a lot, for a few years with the sobriety.
Oh, wow.
And as a compensation, you don't have to pay it back.
You took it that way, but
I took it that way.
Yeah.
Then, a month later, he's like, "I really need that money." And I try to make it right and like, okay, I'm going to pay you. But the lack of, I was making $1,500 a week. Now I'm making $1,000 a week. All the things that accumulated, family stuff and eviction.
You never tried to pay me back one dime. It's like I would have to come over and hold you upside down by your ankles and shake money out of your pockets to get.
we don't
anything
want
out
to
of
see
you.
that.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
It's not a pretty picture.
Your
do you
Honor,
think? No. Yes.
I have screenshots of text messages that go back and forth between me and the defendant, showing proof that he had agreed to pay me back.
I'll take a
I'd like to
look at
submit
it.
that as evidence.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that he's even admitting he said he would pay you back. The only issue is after all this admission that, yeah, I'll pay you back, was there ever a moment where it was clearly agreed by both of you that you wouldn't have to pay him back? That's what the forgiveness is. There has to be some
I
evidence
don't
of
have
that.
any text. He stated it clearly, and then he changed his mind again.
Okay,
So,
well, that is
Your
why
Honor.
when a loan is forgiven, there really needs to be evidence because people do. Look, you did a wonderful thing for him, helping him with the sobriety. But right now, in this court,
Yeah.
we've got to go by what the rules are and what the laws are. And unless I have clear evidence that the loan
At one moment
was
forgiven,
forgiven, then I can't just go because people say, don't worry about it, and then the next day they think about it and they do worry about it. That's why there really has to be evidence that a loan is forgiven, because that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
I never forgave the loan, and the only reason I loaned him the money to begin with was to help him stay in his home. He was being evicted, and I didn't want to see my friend be homeless.
Okay, so I've
And
seen.
I'm just
both-
feeling taken advantage of, and I didn't know what to do about it. So, all I could really do legally was file in court.
Okay, this was clearly a loan, which you admit to. I fined for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,800.
I think after some time has passed, I could maintain a friendship with the defendant.
He had given me his word, and I trusted him that the loan had been forgiven. I understand how he feels. It's a shame that a friendship is lost. Hopefully it can be rebuilt. Next time, just stick to the first statement of the person, that gives you a loan.
Plaintiff Terrell Watson is suing his former fling for the value of his 2006 Honda Accord, $4,700. Defendant Kathleen Gilbert says the plaintiff gave her the car, but it was impounded and auctioned off while she was in jail. She says she doesn't owe him
What
anything.
you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer now presiding. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Najee.
This is case number 190 on the docket, Watson versus Gilbert.
And welcome back to you guys again. It
Good to
seems
see you, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, let me say what this suit is about. Mr. Watson, you are the plaintiff and you are suing your former lover, okay?
That's right.
Ms. Catherine Gilbert, and you are suing her for the loss of your car.
Correct.
Now, as I remember, when you were here last, you were suing him because you wanted repayment of a loan you made to him.
Yes.
And then you were complaining, you said, wait a second, Judge, she still has my car. I want that back. And I said, well, that's separate. If you want to sue her to get your car back, well, that's exactly what you've done, and that's why you're back here.
Took your advice. Yes.
So,
yes.
let's hear your case, and then I'll come to you guys.
Your Honor, I'm pissed with the defendant, okay?
Yeah.
I let her borrow my car, and she straight pulled a Houdini on me for 5 straight months. Didn't hear from her.
No.
Well, I'm going to give you
Filed a
time.
lawsuit, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. Before that happened, we end up looking into a lease, and the defendant, her credit was messed up, so she couldn't do it. So I ended up giving her my little shooter. That's, you know, my second car.
Okay.
And so, like I said, 5 straight months, I didn't hear from her. We got into a little altercation, so I ended up backing away from her.
So you're saying you never gave her the car, you just let her use it?
I let her, you know, borrow it.
Yes.
Because I eventually wanted to sell the car.
Okay.
So, come to find out, she'd have been locked up. Her sister had to tell me that she was locked up. So the car was impound. So I'm calling around. Come to find out, Jerry, the car was auctioned off.
So you don't even have the car anymore?
No.
All my paperwork was inside there, passport, the registration, and she chose not to tell me anything.
So
Okay,
what do you
so-
have to say about that?
First of all, Your Honor, he gave me the car. And I got caught driving with no license. And
You what?
I got caught driving with no license.
Okay, but he did let you borrow the car.
Well, he gave it to me.
Okay, so go ahead with your story.
So, I didn't have enough money to bond myself out of jail and get the car at an impound, and so I just left it there. But we weren't talking at the time, so I didn't care.
But you
Shady.
have his car.
Just shady.
It had been months. He
Shady.
gave it to me, and yeah, he gave it to me, and he slept with my cousin. So
Your Honor, she
Whoa,
I didn't care.
whoa.
she's spiteful, and that's
I'm
why I
not
feel
spiteful.
that she did that, you know.
You slept with her cousin in the shooter? You've been through
so
their...
anyway, so he gave me the car. So when he tried to renew the insurance,
It was
'cause-
so bad, Your Honor, to the point, like, I always get accused of dealing with her sister.
Oh, my God.
I always get accused
That
of
don't
dealing
even
with her
matter.
Okay.
cousin. It's like it never ends. And it's like, you know, it's enough to go around.
No,
Like,
what?
y'all gotta relax. You have to relax. She did it out of spite.
Okay,
For real.
you are her sister?
I am, yes.
Okay, and what can you lend to this story?
When I picked Katie up from jail,
Yes,
she didn't let me know that the car was impounded.
yes.
But when I did have a discussion with Rel, because we go back, like we've been smoking together and kicking it for a long time. That's how they met.
This sounds wonderful.
Was Katie and, yeah, no, that's how they met, you know? So it was like all good and all that until your cousin came in and Katie found out that she was kind of
Is there anyone
That's-
in this
that's when she,
story
you know,
is there
smacked me out
anyone
of
in
my
this
sleep.
story you haven't slept with?
I will tell you that, no, I have not slept with Rel, okay?
And
No,
let the
no,
record
no.
show. Let the record show.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
No,
Little place-
sir.
This is all fascinating, and I can think of another show it would be perfect on. What is the Blue Book value of the car?
2006. I actually have a copy of it right here.
it was a bad car.
The trade-in range is between $1,800 and $2,600.
Fair value, Your Honor, is $2,233.
Yeah, that's right in the middle there. Yeah, that's what we got here.
Here goes the value of the radio.
Where is the proof that you put it in the car?
I actually don't have
You
that.
don't have that, okay.
No.
All right. He is suing you for the return of his car, which he loaned to you. You used it, you broke up with him. The car winds up in an impoundment lot because you didn't have a license. You never bothered to tell him, hey, by the way, that car you let me use, it's in the impoundment lot.
Well,
So
he had me blocked. He thought he's over here being Don Juan in the bed, and he has me blocked on all social media, so I didn't have no way to get a hold of him.
That's still no reason
Well,
not to inform me. She
I-
know where I stay.
but
it
anyway.
never stopped her from popping up when she wanted it.
Here's the deal. Did he ever give you the title to the car?
He never gave me the title to the car.
Okay. So because he never gave you the title to the car is not yours. In other words, they have to be registered. There has to be a title. If he didn't give you the title, then it's not your car. Then it is his car. And even if you break up, even if you guys aren't talking, even if you think he owes you money or anything like that, that is a separate item. The car is not yours as long as you don't have the title to the car. And because of your actions, he's lost his car.
He was going to give it to me until we fell out anyway.
Look, I understand this is a relationship that has many sides to it. But the one thing which is not in dispute, until you have the title, it's not your car. And even if you break up, even if you hate each other, which I don't think you do, but even if you do, it's his car. I find for the plaintiff in the sum of $2,233.
Okay, I took the honor jury advice and sued the defendant, and I feel pretty good about it. It's all good and fun time. They could, dibble and dabble, continue to wet my beak.
Neither one of us wants a row.
No, that was never the case for me at all.
He didn't deserve that money for the car. He gave me the car.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have two options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.